Hello, everybody.
Hey y'all.
It's Daniel and Tish again.
Back at it
Back
again.
at it. Hold on,
I
let me
feel
adjust
like
that 'cause I feel like
one of
it's
those
small.
duos that be having like catchy little phrases. One day we gonna have one of those for y'all.
You gotta have much catchphrase. It's Tish and Daniel banging
Yeah,
again.
something like that. We're gonna come up with something for y'all one of these days. We're working on it. I gotta watch my edges.
Okay, so yesterday when we were doing our art project, we were talking about making your vision boards and setting goals and all that stuff. And I'm just finishing
Oh,
up mine
Daniel
now.
is getting fancy.
So I'm finishing up now
Oh,
because I really wanted to. Because I'm trying to stick to it. I am trying to get into it, stick to it, stay on it because I want my 2021 to be a lot better than my 2020 was. So I'm gonna show you what I'm finishing up in a second. But we're gonna continue our talk about goals and such today. So hold on, give me just 1 second. I just need to do my last little glue stick, and I can show
well, I'm
you.
gonna show y'all mine before Daniel should, because you know how you hate to go after somebody who just put on the show. So I'm gonna go first, because
Okay.
yesterday I thought I was in the winning with my little decorations, and then here go Daniel.
Oh, you know I gotta be there.
So let me show you mine. If you didn't tune in yesterday, you can tune in now. Mine is very simple, very to the point. Well, not really. It's kind of stuff has a story behind it. But yeah, yesterday Daniel came up with the theme of goal setting because we're fresh into 2021. And then Heart Love with our teens, we usually do vision boards. If we was with you guys today, that's probably what we would be doing. And it's something that I learned when it comes to doing goals is just if you write them down, you kind of follow. So creating a crafty, fun way to get goals started, well, I thought that was really cool. So this is my, okay. There's nothing on the inside. There's nothing. But the next time I'm gonna tap in on Daniel's art program
yeah.
next week Monday, and I'm gonna try
Okay,
to
so
add to this.
so I kind of explained it yesterday, but I didn't actually do what I was talking about, which is why hers is empty. You know what? I meant to set the light up so we could be a little better lit, but I think we're fine. We're
Yeah,
fine.
we're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. So okay, I finished mine. That was my goal for today, is to finish mine. So you can see all my little goals on here. So this up here is my other side. So it says SMART goals. We were talking about SMART goals. So starts with S, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So I have that right on front
Which
so I
we
can
can
see
get
it.
in detail in there because it's in there
We
real
will
quick.
get into that. And so you see on this side, that's my brand, that's my logo because I want to work more on that this year. Right, I'm trying to.
Because he's a creator and an artist.
So you see this right here? Oh, right here, that is my first book. So I have that on there to remind myself that yes, it is possible. I've done it once, so I can do it again. The symbol in the middle. So I am a geek. I'm very geeky and all that stuff. So I like to show Digimon. And so this symbol here is the symbol of the crest of courage. So I wanted to have that front and center. So as I'm moving forward to go after my goals, I remember to be courageous with it and be brave. And something Joyce Myers always says is do it afraid if you have to. Here on this side, there are some sketches because I really want to work on, as I'm working on my art, get it better at working on anatomy. So I have that there to remind me. I have my little salad there to remind me to eat healthy. I have a piggy bank and some gold bars here, not because I'm trying to be rich, but because I'm trying to be more responsible with money. Of course, I have joy here, joy and happiness, and I have Elsa down here from Frozen. Because when I see her, I think about let it go. And as I'm moving forward
Let
into
it
2021,
go.
I want to let some stuff go and just move forward. I have a little digital book here because as well as physical books, I have digital books. And on the back, I have more books. I have 10 Ways to Love because I want to be more loving in 2021 because I think a lot of us fell short of doing that because love isn't just a feeling, it is an action, it is a verb. And I think a lot of times in 2021, we kind of, with things being the way they are, we kind of fell short of that.
Yeah.
So this is a meme, actually a tweet that a guy tweeted just talking about mental health and how to better deal with confrontation. And I'll read that in a little bit. And then this here is just something encouraging, encouraging myself to not be afraid to be weird and different and all that stuff, which I never have, but it's nice to have a reminder, because as I'm moving forward with the things that I do, I'm not going to do things that everybody else does. And then I just have on the bottom just seek God, trust God by his faith, just on the bottom. Just got, and that's right next to some characters from the stories that I'm working on currently as I'm working to do my comic. So I'm going to go into the book now.
That's what really caught my eye inside.
So inside I have some things, and a lot of these things you can find just by Googling it, doing a quick search. So this first page I have here is just for your 3 goals. So if you're setting goals, you have these 3, and I kind of color coordinated it with my binders on the inside. So it says, so each row is a goal, and then for each goal it says your goal, your why that's a goal, the steps to moving towards that goal, the date started, your deadline, and the things that blocked you from achieving that goal. So you can just Google that if you Google goal sheet. And a lot of things will pop up, so you may find something that works better for you. This is one that works for me.
Yes, a
like
lot
I
of
said,
different ones on there.
I color coordinated it with my inner folders here.
Fancy stuff.
And what I did is I put it into one of these plastic sheets, one that's kind of matte, and then I take a dry erase marker and just draw over that instead of putting up a new goal sheet every time.
That is cool.
So then, like I said, I have these these internal binders, these little folders, and each folder will divide my different goals. So I start out with my budgeting and money folder first, and then I have little papers just to write stuff down.
Making notes and little things like that. You might need to write down your bills or whatever. Put receipts in there.
Yeah, put receipts and stuff in there just to keep better track of what I'm doing. Because even though most of my receipts come online because I pay everything digitally, I still might decide to just get a sheet and print everything out on one sheet and then just put it in here just so I can track things moving throughout the year. So then I did my, this is for my book and my art stuff. So that's one of my logo on the
I need
front.
to pause.
Uh-oh.
It's something about this. What is this? This art. This. It's very, very strong and very, very eye popping. It is just like a fly piece of art, Daniel. I just every time I see your collages, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's just eye popping. It's gorgeous.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain the logo a little bit. So this is just the general logo. And when I first came up with the logo, it was just the word balloon, because when you're dealing with comic books and superheroes, they have the word balloons as they're talking and on page. And then I put a red exclamation mark because I felt like it needed to be something bright and eye-catching and something you could see. And then at some point, I took away the color from the red because as I was doing the branding, I wanted it to be something that was customizable. But then people were telling me, you know what, it looks better with the red. So I put the red back. Then inside the logo, you can see there's kind of designs, but if you turn it to the side, it's actually ASH. And ASH stands for Art, Stories, and Heroes. So when I do my artwork for my cover photos and things, I take that logo and then I put the artwork right into the logo. And like Ms. Tish says, it makes it bright and makes it pop. And like I said, at one time I did take the red off, but I find that the red actually adds to it on top of whatever I'm doing a collage with. So, and that's what it's supposed to be. That's why it's an exclamation mark. That's why it's supposed to be bright. It's supposed to be colorful. It's supposed to make you see something. It's supposed to make you feel something. And that's what art is supposed to stand for. And that's what I'm trying to teach kids as we're doing our arts and expression program. I want them to be able to do things like this and be able to express themselves and take little things and put big symbolisms into it and things like that. So a lot of that stuff is going to go into this folder. Of course, it's empty because I'm just starting and finishing it today, and then I've got my notes.
And this is 2021.
2021. And I'll probably have some blank sheets of paper and not just line paper in this one as I'm doing my sketches and stuff. So then I did this folder, which is for my mental and emotional health, because that's something we talk about a lot in our life skills program. And so I feel like moving forward, I should be more focused on that, so I can be more stable. So this picture I have on front is from, if you read comic books, is the Green Lantern, and each of the colors represents a different part of the emotional spectrum. So that's why I put that on here, is because of my geekiness, but it also represents the emotional spectrum as I'm doing my mental and emotional stuff.
And they could use the paper maybe to journal, write down thoughts
Oh,
as
yeah.
they're having it at that time and things like that.
Yeah, because one of the things I'm going to work to do is be more accountable of my emotions and how I deal with people. And in fact, I'm going to tell you what this says on the back here. I said I was going to talk about that. So what he tweeted was, I told my therapist that I let things slide, or he lets things go, that bothers him, to keep peace. So he's saying he just lets stuff go in order to keep peace between people and tries not to be confrontational. But he says his therapist told him, that sounds nice, but you're keeping the peace around you. But what about the peace inside of you?
Ooh.
So then he follows up his tweet. He says, also the way he broke it down, he said it's actually a self-betrayal. So as I'm feeling what I'm feeling, I'm going to kind of journal what I'm feeling and whether I need to let it go or if I need to confront what I'm feeling in that moment. Because emotions are a momentary thing, but you may need to follow up to why I felt that way, or why this person made you feel, or how I made somebody else feel. Because I also want to be accountable for how I make other people feel moving forward. Because I like what someone said, people may not always remember what you did for them, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. So I'm going to be more accountable, and that'll be my part for that. So then here's my physical health, and I got my salad here, and that starts tomorrow.
Messed up a little today.
Look, I had a bean
No,
burrito.
that's not bad.
It wasn't too bad. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
That's protein.
And it wasn't like a big, multi-layered burrito. It was
Like
just,
Qdoba.
yeah, it was black beans, guacamole, and all that stuff. So it was fine.
It looked good. It did smell
So
good.
this, I'll be able to track my oats. Goes in the other folder. We won't go into this. I'll talk about that on my personal time. This goes in here. Boom. Actually, it can go between.
Danny's already storing things.
Yeah, I'm storing things. I've got stuff.
His vision binder
Yeah.
together.
So I'll be able to, track my calories, how much I walked, how much I did, like just all my physical things. And like I said yesterday, it's not necessarily to, be beach body ready, but because I the way I feel when I'm not eating right and exercising, it makes a huge difference. So this is, and then this last binder is just my general binder, just keep extra things in. So I have this sheet here, which again you can find online, but if you need help finding it, you can email us and I can get it to you. This one just helps you track your goals, what your goals were for the day, did you meet them, why you didn't meet them, and all that stuff. So that's my little binder here.
Very nice.
That's what I got. This is gonna
very
help me have a better
put into
2021.
that binder.
Yeah. So we're gonna go into what Miss Tish has, but right before we do that, I just want to remind you guys that we have this Lego set still.
Oh yeah.
If you want a chance to win this Lego set, watch our video from yesterday. Our art program from yesterday. That's Monday, what was yesterday, the 4th?
The 4th, yes.
So watch our video from the 4th. Actually do the project and take a picture of you and whoever you may be with doing the project, and you can win this Lego set, which is a Ford Mustang, a 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback. It's a really cool car. It really is. And I love this color. It's it's green and gold.
That's
so,
fine.
Packers color.
Oh,
That's it, green and
they
gold.
should be hawking
baby.
to it then, because we got so
Look.
many Packer fans in this state. Don't make no sense.
They banging it right now. So we'll go into our program.
So, touching on SMART goals, what I noticed about SMART goals is they're everywhere. Meaning, if I'm working with adults and we're working in curriculum, they talk about SMART goals. When I was doing stuff at school at UWM, we was talking about SMART goals. When we were looking at curriculums for our youth and how to get job ready and all these types of readies, they talked about SMART goals. So then I started to say, well, SMART goals must be important, and it must be a tool that is used to help people complete goals. And so I went into a book that we use with our teens called Teen Compass, and we pulled different things out of there to work with the youth. and kind of tweak it or whatever. But just giving you details about what is it called, an acronym? S.M.A.R.T actually stands for. So to give you a better understanding what each word stands for, and just a description of what it is. So as you're putting your goals together, as you're coming up with them, you're making sure to hit each one of those letters, which is targeted to a specific measurement to meet your goal. So SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. So it says any journey toward wellness happens one step at a time. Research shows that in order to maximize our chances for making changes we desire, we need to break them down into small concrete steps. And they did this by creating SMART. So it basically it's going to help us to think about what we want to improve, keep doing, like kind of keep doing and improve on things that we want better for us or we want to keep doing well. So characteristics of a SMART goal. So it is specific, meaning you know exactly what it is you want to do. So the book gives us an example. I will walk for 30 minutes 3 days this week. That's a very specific goal. Why is it specific? Because you're telling how many minutes you want it done, and you're saying how many days in a week that you want it done. Versus saying, I need to start getting some exercise. Well, I could start tomorrow. I could start Thursday. But if you say, if Daniel says tomorrow, I am going to start exercising on Wednesday, January 6th, I am going to start exercising, and I will exercise for 2 days every week for the next 6 months. It is specific. He's telling us what he's going to do. And it has to be measurable and observable. So, for example, what they're giving us is 30 minutes each time. Well, don't say I'm going to exercise. How long are you going to exercise? Because I know me, and I'm going to use the exercise example as a goal thing, because not for nothing, a lot of people's goal in 2021 is exercise. I think it's a lifestyle thing, but a lifestyle change. But a lot of people's resolution for 2021 or their goal for 2021 is exercising. So I'm glad that this kind of follows that exercise trend. But it says 30 minutes each time. So like I was saying, for me, it'll be like I'm going to exercise, and then like I know my exercise is 30 minutes, but guess what? I'm only doing it 15. Because in my mind, at least I'm doing it, right? But no, that's not concrete. You're not being consistent. You're not doing any of the things you're supposed to do. So 30 minutes. If I tell myself, you have to complete your workout. Your workout is 30 minutes. That's what I'm going to adhere to. That's what I'm going to see on my wall or my vision binder or inside my vision binder. So it's more likely that I'm going to stick to it if I see it, if I read it, if I know that that's what I want to do. Is it achievable? The example says, I will do this for 2 weeks and then evaluate. Well, that makes sense. Versus, I will do this for a year. Now, I read, I'm on like a couple of Facebook, like little, what do you call it, like groups, right? Fitness groups. the one young lady, she put on it, she's like, is it possible for me to lose 100 pounds by May? Now, she just put this up there yesterday or the day before yesterday. And in my mind, I'm like, no, I don't. You just want to make sure that your goal is achievable and it makes sense. Because if it's not achievable, which kind of goes into realistic, but if it's not achievable, then you kind of set yourself up for failure.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then at the end of whatever time period, if you have not completed this ridiculous thing, you feel like you failed. When really you didn't even set yourself up to win because you were not. So making sure that you can actually achieve it. I'm going to run on a treadmill every day. Well, if you don't have a treadmill, how are you going to do that? So you just want to make sure that what you're aiming for, you can actually do. Make sure you got the equipment or the supplies or the books or whatever you need to get your thing done. Daniel cannot create his art if he don't have his supplies there. So he has to make sure it's there. So making sure things are lined up. If you don't have it, well, guess what? It might not be achievable. So think about that. And then they talk about realistic. And for me, achievable and realistic kind of go hand in hand with some things. But the example it gives here says, exercise is something I really care about, and I feel confident that I can add to my schedule. Well, is it realistic? I can add that to my schedule. If you know from sun up to sundown, you have this to do, that to do, this to do, that to do, it's not really realistic that you can do it Monday through Friday, right? Because your schedule is all jammed up, but you know on Saturday and Sunday you're free. So instead of putting Monday through Friday, I'm going to try to find time to exercise. No, do something that's realistic. Mm-hmm. I can't exercise till Saturday and Sunday, so that is what's going in my board or my binder. Be realistic, because once again, if you don't accomplish that, you kind of feel like a failure. Right? And that's not always a great feeling. Even though you fail, you could try again and try again. There's nothing wrong with failing.
Oh, right.
There's nothing wrong with failing at all. Dan, you said something awesome about failure not too long ago. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I kind of know the gist of it. Mm-hmm. Is, failure isn't necessarily a bad thing. Mm-hmm. Failure just shows that you've made an attempt at something.
That's right. There you go. There you go.
If what is it? Well, Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Mm-hmm. So, look, take the shot. Just take the shot.
Right.
And if you fail, find out why you failed.
Right.
Learn to take the shot better the next time. Because I'm trying to remember. What was it? Vince Lombardi. I know a lot of sports quotes, even though I don't do sports. Vince Lombardi said, "Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect."
Ooh.
So find out what you did wrong last time, try, fail, and once you fail, find out how to do it better the next time, and then practice doing that thing you did right again and again and again. So as an example, most artists will tell you drawing hands is one of the most difficult things you can do. There's something about the hand, this wonderfully thing made that God did, is hard to recreate, and drawing eyes the same. So if I draw a hand and I do it well, then the next time I draw, I need to make a note of how I did it the last time instead of doing it wrong and then practicing doing it wrong again. Because then I'm just going to keep doing it wrong. But if I do it right, then I have to take note of what I did right and do that the next time and just keep getting better. So don't let the idea of failure scare you.
Absolutely.
Failure just means you made an attempt at something.
And I said that because I say failure as if it's a bad thing, but a lot of people don't understand the concept of what you just said, which is without failure, you would not have gone through the process to even get to be the best that you can. So it's okay. So I just want, even though that has nothing to do with the SMART, but it does, we don't want to throw that word failure out there as if you cannot bounce back. So that's the point. So yes, be realistic. Like I said, if it just doesn't make sense, if you don't have what you need to get it done, be it time, whatever it is, then it's not realistic and you might not achieve that. So think about that. And then it should be time sensitive. So put a time stamp on things. Why? Because we'll let things go on forever and we'll keep giving it extensions and we'll keep pushing it off. But if I'm giving myself 3 months. At the end of 3 months, to go back and check and kind of go back and see what you did, what you didn't do, and all of those types of things. So I know I'm asked to do SMART goals at work here. I have such the hardest time. I did. Now I'm getting better because, like I said, it seemed like every avenue that I went in education and with my job and just looking at different resources and tools, it always led back to SMART. So I felt like this was something that I needed to learn because I felt like it was obviously a tool that aids in success. So I am better now. I think what threw me through the loop all the time was time sensitive for me. It was like you want to put a time stamp on it, right? But then I guess like a person who's a procrastinator like me, it's like, why do I gotta put a time on it, right? I don't know. So my thing with SMART goals is at first it seems like it could be tricky. You have all these words: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic. But just really think about what you want to do and what you're trying to accomplish and be as specific and detailed as possible when you're trying to explain it or write it down. And I don't know, I want to say that and there's tools on the websites and things that can kind of help you get your goals together. I so bad want to say if you need help with writing your goals, call us, but it's COVID and it's a little stretching it to say that. But
Look, if
you
you
know,
need some help, email us, or I feel
because
like
we can
you
give
email us.
sample, we can give example. Like,
'Cause look,
I do have an example goal sheet right here. So like we can send you examples of some. If you tell us like maybe what you're trying to work on, then we can kind of help you break those down, make sure you have your specific, your measurable, your achievable, your realistic, and your time in there. Like we can help you along those ways. But 2021 we definitely felt like was a time to like let's amp up.
And also we're on Zoom every Thursday. So if you feel like you need to talk about that, we can talk to you about that. And I can give you all the advice that I was given to by Miss Viola.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I had, like Miss Tish said, she had issues with time. I had issues with measurable. Because I felt some of those things that we were trying
that
to
too.
achieve
Oh my
were
gosh.
not quantifiable. But she, worked with us and she's like, look,
How to
this is
explain it
this is
and
how you
break
do
it
it.
down.
And she broke it down. So moving forward, if you as a teen or a young person feel like you have goals that you want to meet, then come join us on Zoom. Give us shoot us an email, give us a call. We're available. In fact, you know what? Moving forward, how about I'm trying to think of a day where I can just set aside time to. Well, I'm going to be making some calls to you teens anyway. So
We have your teens
I'll be talking to
number.
you. I got phone
Parents,
numbers.
teens, if you do want us to reach out to you personally and you like, I'm not contacting you guys through Facebook and all of that, reach out to us. You can call us, you can email us. We can tell you what we got going on. I don't know, even if they want to create, if there's some that want to create some of these, I could probably pull some supplies together.
Oh yeah,
we can go grab some.
Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all.
And we loaded, and we can drop stuff off to you guys if you're willing to Zoom meet with us. We can help you guys pull these vision binders together. So we're down for whatever. We're down to have fun and create, but we're also down to have some real conversations about making some real things happen in your life. We blend those two together, and it's an awesome, good time.
Yeah, because I can tell you, like, me and Miss Tish are here to help you in that way. I'm sure we can pull Miss Viola in. She loves to be a cheerleader. She's good at that. So if you need to talk to her, I'm sure she'd be willing. We have Miss Nanette here, who was our employment specialist. If you have questions about career goals, she's here for that. So we have resources here to help you to work towards your goals.
And if you are a North Division student, I'm sorry, Dan, you have to put this out there before I forget. If you are a North Division student, if you have a North Division child, a student that goes to North Division, if you have a grandchild that goes to North Division, a niece, a nephew, a god kid, and you want them to be engaged in something meaningful, Miss Nanette is implementing a, I want to call it a job readiness program. It is 4 weeks long. And she's really putting her heart and soul into it to prepare these young kids for being work ready. And so she's putting her heart and soul into it. And then Miss Viola went ahead and added a little stipend at the end, because guess what? At the end of the day, we know that our kids like money, but we want to show them this might not be a job, but we're going to treat these 4 weeks like it's a job. Right. But guess what? We will also want to give them a little incentive to let them know they're going to be dedicated. We want participation, we want dedication, and we want them to participate. If they do those things, they're going to get so much out of it, and then they're just going to get a little stipend at the end, is how I look at it. So yes, if you're any relation to North Division and you know any youth, definitely call us, Facebook us, Instagram us, whatever other platforms that we have, because we're looking to get started, I think the second or third week in January. So yeah.
Let me tell you, I went through the Heart Love Place Pro Start class, which is different than
which we have that pop into. Is it Pro
that.
Start or is it Serve Safe?
It's Serve Safe.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that course, there was a lot of talk about careers and jobs and how you move forward in that. And the things I learned in that course, I keep with me even to this day. And even though it was more geared towards food service, it translates, and it has translated into every job I've been in since going through that course. So even if Well, no matter what it is you're trying to do in life, it's good to have certain training. It's good to have certain advice. It's good to be connected with people who are going to want to see you do well. And I can definitely say that is what you will find here at Heart Love. Because even if after you go through one of our courses, no matter what our courses are, if you're one of our families, we are going to do what we can.
We're going to love on you.
We're going to love on you. We're going to make sure you got what you need. We're going to... Look, I've seen the staff here bend over backwards above and beyond what was called of them to make sure that our families have what they need. The only thing we need from you first is to make that step towards us. I mean, me and Miss Tish can be here talking to you till we're blue in the face. We can make those calls and blow up your phone, which we're going to be doing. We can blow up your email. But we just kind of need you to just open that door and allow us to help you. And you know, of course, you're going to have to take those steps. Because we can't walk it for you. We can't go through certain doors for you, but we can help you along the way. That's what we're here for. That's what we love to do. I mean, we love.
And I know
to see
everybody's not friendly, so sometimes people are standoffish because like everybody's not friendly, but we are.
Oh, just
We're
how you see us here.
friendly.
That's how we are all the time.
You know, we keep whatever you talk to us about to ourselves. We're friendly. Yes, we pray and we cry. Yes, we do.
Oh, I'm a crier.
But we also dance and we have fun.
Yes.
So, like, I don't know what to say. I just want to say we here, and I'm gonna learn a TikTok for y'all soon. Instead of getting on here talking so much, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna be like, I just kidding. I just kidding.
We try.
We try. So
Come show us how to do that. Make that one of your goals for 2021.
teach me how to.
Like, teach me how to Dougie.
Teach me how to.
Oh, I mean,
teens are
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, so, you know, we're here for you. That's what we want to do. We want to help you achieve those goals. And you know what? Sometimes setting your goals is first deciding what your goals are. I mean that is definitely the first step.
The first step.
And that's something I kind of I love to do with our youth and our teens is to ask them, what is it that you want to do? Who do you want to be? What do you want to see yourself as even tomorrow? And I always tell our youths and our kids and even adults, what did you want to do when you were at your youngest age, at your youngest, earliest memory? Because I find that is usually what we are designed to do. That is what we are. That is who we are. Because, you know, you see kids and they may say, oh, I want to be a clown, but they may not necessarily want to be a clown. Maybe they just want to make people feel good. Maybe they just want to make people laugh. Maybe they want to be entertained. They want to bring joy to people. So I say encourage your if you're a parent watching, encourage your youth in whatever it is they say they want to do, because it may seem silly to you at the moment, but they're developing and trying to understand what it is that God has put in them to do here on the earth.
Yes.
I always said when I was little, I wanted to make cartoons. And that developed into me wanting to tell stories, and it developed into me wanting to draw and create and, you know, bring that out of other people. I mean, you have to foster what is in people.
Absolutely.
Especially children, because as they're learning their, you know, communication skills, they're learning to understand what it is God has put into them. So, you know, that seed has to grow. So don't stamp out what is in them, because
you see why I love working here? Because let me tell you, my little 5-year-old, you know, you think little kids, they're, you know, they just talking, but my 5-year-old so much talks about YouTubers, and he just has a fascination not with what they're doing on YouTube, but more so how they got on YouTube. He talks about the ads. He talks about all of these things. And then he talks about his logo. So, you know, from time to time, he'll be like, Mom, turn on your camera so I can talk to my YouTuber fans. Or, you know, he'll be like, I could put that logo, I got to put my logo on that. And I'm like, your logo? So I did tell him that Mr. Daniel is very good with branding and logo, and I want to link them. I mean, not that he knows Mr. Daniel, but link them. Because like Mr. Daniel, like he just made something click that, and I don't brush it off to the side because I'm very much into children and knowing that when they give you something, you're supposed to help them build on it. So I do get, but I brush it off because it'll be like we're doing something and he says it and I'm laughing and it's cute and it's funny and I'm in love with them because of it. But then I don't act on it by actually going to get that charger because he does have a video camera, but going to get him another charger to his video because he actually has a stand where he could put it on there and like do his video. So adding that extra, what do you say, like boosting and fostering what they already have in them, not letting it go to waste. Ms. Viola says all the time, God created you for greatness, you're here for a reason. Then Mr. Daniel follows through with, you know, this is what he put in you. So, you know, it just gets me to thinking. So, yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah, because I can tell you on a personal note, with my parents were very, very good at indulging my weirdness and all that stuff. And like I said, I did, you know, get my book, my logo, my brand, which is what her little boy is talking about, his brand, his logo. So I remember at a very young age, I was a quiet kid and I was into TV and I'd watch anything. But I remember my first Christmas, well, it wasn't my first Christmas, but it was one of the most memorable Christmases to me because I was like 6, which, you know, we formed strong memories at that time. Mm-hmm. My mom bought me all these like superhero toys and they were X-Men. And I asked her now, I'm like, what made you buy me X-Men toys? Because this is like early 90s. The X-Men weren't really popping then.
Right.
You know, Spider-Man and Superman and
Batman
was big. But she bought me X-Men toys, which I had never verbalized, but I saw X-Men one time on Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, and from that one time I was always fascinated with them, but I never saw them around until she bought me those toys. And in doing that, it has inspired everything that I have done from that point to this one. If she hadn't done that, I would not be here. I wouldn't have written my book. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. And my dad, and like I said, my dad and my mom both encouraged me because my mom's she was a trekker, so she loves sci-fi and stuff. So she always indulged me in my comic books and my all that stuff. My dad also, even as I got to be an adult, he would record superhero movies and cartoons and things, and he would bring them to me like, I saw this and I thought of you and I got that. So it makes a difference when you encourage a kid in doing those things, and they didn't necessarily know how to guide me in, you know, making cartoons, or they didn't necessarily know how to guide me in writing my books and all that stuff, but they knew to at least like Ms. Tish said, indulge me in those things and give me at least that time.
They provided you with the things around you that still kind of, and you drew off of that and grew into what you pulled from that,
right.
Which is that.
Sometimes the only thing you can do to help a kid achieve their goal is telling them it's okay. It's fine for you to do that.
Yeah.
Play around with that. Do that. Let them you know, test some things out. Cause
that's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. Like I tell people, my mom never threw any of my pictures away growing up. I still have pictures and drawings that I had from when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, because she always encouraged me. Like, I eventually didn't take care of them like I should have, but I still have a lot of that stuff because she encouraged. And like Mr. said, sometimes it's just saying, yeah, Deshaun, go ahead and do the little YouTube thing, or just talk with him or sit with him as he talks about it. Because some parents will, you know, cut you off at the knees with that, but don't do that. Yeah. Don't cut them off.
Yeah.
Let them at least talk to your ears.
Let them be great, please. Let them be great.
Because you never know where it'll get you. Because, you know, YouTube is a thing right now.
Oh, y'all see my mug?
Oh, you get that mug.
Just want to let y'all see.
Get that mug.
What does it say? No place for hate in this heart. Just like our t-shirts. But we did get some mugs. They're really nice. They are on our website. Or if you would like one, just send me a quick email, Facebook message. But yeah.
The good sturdy mugs here, tip it so they can see the inside.
Y'all see
pretty. That? Y'all see how that
pretty.
That,
look at that
right there.
Yeah.
Like I was about to say something, but that's not the.
It's tea in there too. Just
it's just tea. Yeah,
a little tea, herbal tea.
Yeah, but that black on red, that cup, that's gorgeous. That's fly.
Yeah. Oh! I thought I had the shirt on. I do not.
Yeah, but we also have T-shirts like the no place for hate t-shirts, I mean, that more than ever is so
People love our shirts.
so needed.
Yes.
Because
I wear mine proudly because I want people to know, like, I'm a loving person. And it also lets people know, don't bring that hate over to my way as well. So I don't give that. Don't bring that.
Right. I mean, you gotta let people know. I mean, you gotta let them know where you stand, where you're going. Like, look, I don't have room for all the hate and negativity because I'm too full up with love. I'm too full up with God. I'm too full up with trying to do for my people and your people and whatever. So we can either meet in the middle, or matter of fact, ain't no meet in the middle. You're gonna meet me where I am.
That's it.
You're gonna meet me where I am, or you're gonna go. That's all it is. That's how you got to be with your life, with your goals, with everything. Meet me where I am, or move around.
That's
it.
it.
If you ain't on my level, you ain't on my page, you ain't helping me get where I'm going. If you ain't on that smart stuff, then I ain't got time for it. That's what I need from our teams.
Not in 2021.
Look, no. So I'm gonna brag on our teams a bit, and I'm not gonna talk about the specific discussion, but I was talking to one of our young ladies, and you know, she's talking about these things that she's doing and what she's working to achieve, and she talked about there's a guy that liked her, and I was like, well, what you think about him? She's like, he ain't doing what I'm doing. I ain't got time for that. I said, yes. She said, he's not doing what I'm doing, so I don't have time for that.
That's right.
And that's what we want from our teams. Like, and this is one of the ones that's been with us from little to on up, and she's just
makes us so proud.
Look, she thriving. Like, our kids is like.
But that's what we talked about with our youth when we were going into pathways, and you know what we've been doing when we've been doing our lives is talking about those types of things, like healthy relationships, what to stand for, and or what to fall for. I don't even know how to say it. Right. You know, a lot of stuff comes from the books. A lot of stuff Miss Tish tells them straight from the heart because it's real. And I just give it to them raw. But we talk about, like you talked about, conflict management, so things like that. So that's why when we do our Zooms on Thursdays, we want to be able to discuss, you know, stuff like vision boards and goals with you guys, but also, you know, check on our mental health and wellness, have a little fun, but at the same time, you know, just make sure we address some issues that might be real to you guys. Because like I said, I never want to act like you guys don't get stressed out or y'all don't go through stuff. It's not just us grown people that's paying bills. Bills is not the only stressful thing in life. So we don't want to act like you guys don't have stuff going on.
Right.
And we want to acknowledge that maybe you do. And we're not therapists, and we're not trying to be therapists, but sometimes you just need somebody a little, you know, Miss Tish can make you laugh just a tad bit, and sometimes that's all you need. So we want to be available to you guys. We're going to continue to do our lives, but we also want to challenge you guys to meet us on Thursday so we can get more in depth about goals or mental health, relationships, employment.
So I'll tell you about relationships. I'll tell you, like, I remember my first year going to camp with the young guys, and the one kid, he said, is there something wrong with chasing girls? I said, there's nothing wrong with chasing girls. Just make sure she's running where you want to go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't chase her off a cliff.
Right. Right.
So, you know, we know stuff.
We get it.
We know stuff.
We get it. So we want to be here for you.
Yeah. So that's what we got today. We got our S.M.A.R.T.
I don't even want to put mine up, but I will.
No,
I ain't ashamed.
Yours is blinging.
I ain't ashamed.
It's still a work in progress. Don't.
Give me a couple weeks though. I'm not as fast as you. I'm gonna need some weeks.
Look, I just felt like I needed to finish this just so I could show it to our people today. But again, there's a scripture that says God delights in seeing things grow. So start. Just start.
Yes.
Find your goal. Find your. And I used to always say find your purpose, but I changed that to find your nature. Because I think that's so much more important, because the nature of a tree is to grow, and nature of an apple is to, you know, spread seeds and to be eaten. So find your nature. What is it that you are, who you are? It's just at your core, at your very, you know, what's the nature of a hand? A hand is to do tools, and you know, it's the nature of a hammer to pound. So find your nature.
Yes.
That's what we want. And then in that you'll find your purpose. And that you'll know what your goals are. And finding your nature, everything else falls in place. So let us help you do that. Let us help you with that. And you know, we're here. We're always here.
We're here for you guys.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's our day.
I always leave like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you do that one. So, and I always leave y'all with climbing on my chair so I can get to the I ain't trying to be funny, but I just need to reach this thing here. So I have
All right,
to
you
get
guys.
up
We
in
will
there.
see y'all tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So
can see
tomorrow.
y'all on Thursday.
So wait, real quick again. This here, this is our Lego set. So go to our yesterday's video, Monday the what was yesterday? Monday the 4th.
Yeah.
Watch that video. Learn how we got started with our goals. Make this project and send us a picture. And
We'll
you
give
know,
it to you.
best picture gets the gift.
Let's go.
And then meet us tomorrow again. We'll be on Zoom doing our creative arts and expressions. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Just get you guys talking and expressing and making stuff. And then join us again on Thursday for our life skills. We can get more in depth about your goals, your nature, your quirks, all that stuff. Quirks. Oh, quirks. I'm sorry. I just geeked out for a second. Thinking about My Hero Academia.
Oh.
People were born with superpowers and they call them their quirks.
Oh.
So, their nature. So
We would love
yeah,
to hear that.
yeah. So yeah, join us. We love you.
Love you guys.
Keep praying for us. We'll keep praying for you.
Absolutely.
Be there for us. So check you out later.
Toodles. Oh.